Ever been trapped in a public space, just trying to enjoy a moment of peace, when someone decides their phone call is more important than everyone else's sanity? Well, when an old man tried to turn a quiet hotel lobby into his personal stage, I decided to teach him a lesson he'd never forget. It was one of those long, exhausting travel days. You know the kind: airports, layovers, endless waiting. By the time I got to my hotel, all I wanted was peace. The lobby had this soft hum in the background, the low murmur of the front desk staff, the faint clicking of keyboards, the occasional rustle of a newspaper. I found an empty bench tucked neatly beside a charging station, plugged my phone in, and finally let myself breathe. The lobby was quiet, eerily perfect. And then it wasn't. This man, mid-60s maybe, plopped down on the bench right next to me. He had this aura, like the type who believed the world existed solely to accommodate him. His shirt was half untucked, his voice deep and booming even before he pulled his phone out. And then came the horror. Speakerphone, at full blast. The ringtone itself shattered the peace. A tinny, grating sound that filled the air. He answered, leaned back casually, and started a conversation as if he were sitting in his living room. Except he wasn't. He was in a shared hotel lobby. At first I thought, maybe it'll be a quick call. I tried to be patient, but no. He laughed, loud, he argued, he told a story about golf. Every word shot through the air like bullets, ricocheting off the walls. I tried moving, first a few seats down, then across the room. But his voice carried like thunder. No matter where I sat, there he was, invading my peace. And with every passing minute, my patience drained. I could feel it, the pounding in my temples, the restless tapping of my foot. My jaw clenched tighter with every laugh, every echo of his voice. I wasn't just annoyed, I felt disrespected, invisible, like my right to peace didn't matter at all to him, like none of us mattered. And that's when it hit me. Why should I be the one to move, to shrink, to suffer in silence, while he took up the space like he owned it? Number not today. I glanced at my phone. Battery at 42%, Spotify still open, my headphones dangling in my bag. And then an idea, no, a spark of revenge lit up in my mind. If he wanted volume, I could give him volume, not just any volume, chaos disguised as music. I scrolled through my playlists until my thumb froze on one band. Kill Switch Engage, loud, relentless, screaming guitars and pounding drums, the kind of music that doesn't whisper, it roars. I didn't crank it all the way up. I wasn't looking to punish the hotel staff or every guest in the building. Number this was a sniper shot, not a bomb, just loud enough to cut directly into his call. I hit play. The first riff exploded from my phone speaker, sharp and gritty, heads turned. Even the staff behind the desk glanced up, unsure of what was happening, and the old man, he froze. He looked around, eyes narrowing, clearly realizing his conversation wasn't the only sound in the room anymore. I kept my eyes glued to my screen, pretending to scroll, calm, collected, the very picture of innocence. His voice faltered mid-sentence. He leaned toward his phone, maybe trying to out-volume the guitars. But the music sliced through him. His call partner must have been struggling to hear because he shifted uncomfortably, muttered something I couldn't quite catch. And then he did it. He turned his phone volume down. The sweet, sweet silence was instant. My music filled the air for just a few more seconds before I turned it off too, matching his surrender with my own. It was a checkmate, quiet, precise, unmistakable. For the first time since he sat down, the lobby returned to peace. Minutes later, his phone rang again. I braced myself. Would he dare? He answered. this time bringing the phone to his ear like a normal, civilized human being. I almost laughed out loud. It was subtle revenge, maybe even petty to some, but in that moment, it felt like justice. The best part? He got the message, loud and clear, without a word, without a confrontation. I flipped the script on him, and just like that, the man who had decided his voice deserved to dominate the room ended up lowering it to a whisper. Sometimes revenge doesn't need fireworks. Sometimes the sweetest justice is a mirror, a reflection that forces someone to face the annoyance they so carelessly inflicted on others. And in that hotel lobby, that day, the mirror was mine. If this story gave you that rush of satisfaction, smash that like button and share it with someone who hates loud speakerphone calls as much as you do. And I want to know, what's the most obnoxious public behavior you've ever had to deal with? Drop your story in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories of karma, justice, and revenge you won't hear anywhere else.